Today, in lieu of our regular sermon, we are fortunate to have the St. Columba's players return once again with a special added guest star from far, far away, who we welcome as well. And so, without further ado, we present hot off the press this new, latest production, Mary Tuppence.
Jane, it's so good to see you.
I'm so glad you were able to keep the house with the money Mr. Dawes had for you at the bank. It just wouldn't seem right not to have Banks live at number 17, Cherry Tree Lane.
Oh yes, that was a jolly good thing. With the money Mr. Dawes had invested all those years ago, not only was I able to pay off the loan, but we were able to reinvest the rest, so that now I have a regular annuity.
How exciting for you!
Oh, it's really not much, but it's enough to take care of me and the children. In fact, I've taken a leave from the bank and am devoting this year to my painting. Mr. Dawes thinks I might have some promise and has set me up with an art dealer he knows. I've actually sold some of my paintings. I may make a go of this yet.
Michael, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. What are you going to do with this windfall?
Well, what do you mean, what am I going to do with it? Keep it, of course. Oh, I've been living on the edge financially for so long now. I can't tell you what a relief it is to finally be on solid footing. I'm just gonna hold on to every farthing I can and never let it out of my sight.
Really, Michael? That doesn't sound like you. What happened to the Michael Banks who wanted to help people and make a difference in the world?
Well, let's just say, Jane, that I've seen what it's like in the real world. And Father was right. You have to grind at that grindstone.
Oh, Michael, that was the old Father. He soon learned differently. That's why he became such a cheerful giver after you know what happened. He was always giving to the church and other charities.
Well, all I know is that I'm keeping my money. You won't catch me giving it away, no matter what you say. Besides, I wouldn't know where to start even if I wanted to.
Look, Michael. Here's somebody who might help you.
Hello, my dears.
Mary Tuppence!
It's so wonderful to see you. What can I help you with today?
Well, you see, Mary Tuppence, Michael has come into some money from when you were with us before, and I thought he might give some to the church.
No, it's my money and I want to keep it.
Well, Michael, in every job, even or art, there is an element of God. You find the God and it's a ministry, and everything you give away becomes blessing that will stay. A gift, a smile, we serve God all the while. For the place where your treasure
Well, if you put it that way, I'll consider it. But how will I know what's right or where I want to give my money?
I know. Why don't we ask around and see what other people do with their giving?
What a wonderful idea, Michael. Is there anyone here in the park that you might want to ask about giving?
How about Admiral Boone? I'll bet he never gives up any of his hard-earned pension.
Avast there, young Banks. What say ye? And who be the stalwart crew ye have with ye?
Ahoy, Admiral. You remember my sister Jane and our former nanny, Mary Tuppence.
It's good to see you, Admiral.
Good day, young women. And to you as well, Mary Tuppence.
Admiral, we'd like to ask your opinion about something. I know it may seem rather silly, but Jane thinks I should give some of my money to the church.
Silly? There's nothing silly about it, Banks. Our giving is very serious matter, especially to the church.
You give to the church?
Of course I do. I attend the Seafarers Chapel with a special ministry to sailors and those who are just in ports between berths. It's important that I give of my money to help with this ministry I care deeply about.
But I thought that's why we pay taxes.
Really, Michael, you sound like Father before.
Before what?
You know, before.
Well, I must be shoving off. Time to prime the cannon, you know. Bon voyage, young Banks, and to you, fair ladies.
There, you see, Michael, giving is important.
Come, Michael, let's ask someone else.
Oh, look, here comes Miss Lark.
Uh-oh. Looks like she's lost Andrew again.
Good day, Miss Lark. How are you this fine day?
Fine day? Fine day? How can it be a fine day when I can't find my Andrew? Andrew! Andrew! Where are you, Andrew?
I'm sorry, Miss Lark. Don't worry, we'll help you find him. But first, we have a question for you. What do you think about giving to the church?
Giving to the church? Oh, I always give to the church. I love to see my gifts do good works. That's why I also give to the RSPCA.
The RSPCA? What's that?
It's an organization that works to help animals. When they were first founded in 1824, their focus was on working animals. But now they also work to help pets and other animals who are in crisis. So I contribute to both the church and the RSPCA. I think it's a fine way for my money to go to help those in need. And since animals are part of God's creation, I think of my gift as furthering God's work.
So you give to the church and charity as part of your giving to the work of God.
That's true, my boy. That's how I give back to God. Now, I must find my Andrew.
Oh, look, Miss Lark. He's over there by the statue.
Thank you, my dear. Andrew! Andrew! Come here, Andrew. You naughty boy.
I don't understand. How can someone without much to give help so much?
I know someone who can help you. Let's go visit my Uncle Albert. Yoo-hoo! Uncle Albert! Uncle Albert, are you home?
Mary Tuppence, hello, my dear. What a splendid surprise. I was about to pour myself a cup of tea. Won't you join me?
Thank you, Uncle. No, we can't stay for tea, I'm afraid.
Well, Uncle, you've come down from the ceiling.
Yes. I came down from the ceiling when I started thinking serious thoughts.
What kind of thoughts?
Well, I was thinking about my giving and what I should give to the church. I'm on a pension, you know, so my income is limited, but I try to stretch things as much as I can, so I can give as much as I can. I love to give to church church and charity, and the more I give, the more blessings that I receive. I give to church to help to fill the need. It's good to help in gifts of word and deed. I love to give to church and charity, and the more I give, the more blessings that I receive. My giving's first, before it's all been spent. I give more each year. I raise my pledge 10%. He loves to give to church and charity, and the more he gives, the more blessings that he receives. The more he gives, the more blessings he receives, and the more he gives, the better person he can be. So you see, my friends, my giving is very serious to me. It fills me with joy to know I can give of my gifts to God.
Well, thank you, sir. You've certainly given me something to think about.
Come, Jane, Michael, let's get back to the park and see who else we can talk to. Goodbye, Uncle Albert, and thank you.
Goodbye, my dear. Do come again sometime.
Oh, look! Here comes Bert.
Mary Tuppence. I had a feeling I might find you here. Hello, Jane. Hello, Michael. What brings all of you out to the park on this fine day?
Well, I just happened to bump into Michael here on my way to see him. And we just got to talking, and then Mary Tuppence came along.
Uh-huh. Mary Tuppence came along. Well, if I know one thing, Mary Tuppence doesn't just happen along.
Oh, Bert.
So what have you been discussing so intently?
Well, Michael here just came into some money, and I've been trying to convince him that he should give some of his money to the church.
Oh, I see.
But I've just got my life and finances somewhat squared away. I don't want to give it away. I might need it again.
Perhaps, Michael, it would help if you told us how all of this happened.
All right. After all, you all were there. It was that day so long ago when we were children. Father wanted to take us to his work at the bank so we could see how serious the world was. Well, the night before we were so worked up that Mary Tuppence sang us a lullaby about the bird woman.
Oh, I remember.
Yes, and on the way to the cathedral that morning, there she was on the steps saying, "Feed the birds, feed the birds." Well, at the bank, Mr. Dawes took my tuppence, but all I could think about was giving my money to help the lady feed the birds. So I yelled, "Give me back my money!" And I'm afraid I caused a run on the bank and cost Father his job. But all I could think about was giving my money to the bird lady and wanting to help. Well, it turns out that because of that tuppence invested wisely by the bank, that I'm out of my financial troubles. So I guess Mr. Dawes was right.
No, Michael, listen to your heart. You wanted to give then, and you can now.
But I don't want to give all my money away. I have my children and other expenses to think about.
Oh, you don't have to give all your money away. Just give a portion in thanksgiving for all that God has given you. Give to the church folks, it's now time. Give to the church folks, it's now time. Give of your treasure, give of your time. Give to the church folks, it's now time. Mary Tuppence, it's now time. Mary Tuppence, it's now time. Give of your treasure, give of your time. Give to the church folks, it's now time. All you people, Mr. Michael, it's now time. Mr. Michael, it's now time. Give of your treasure, give of your time. Give to the church folks, it's now time. All you people, it's now time. All you people, it's now time. Give of your treasure, give of your time. Give to the church folks, it's now time.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll give a portion of my money in thanksgiving for all the blessings that I've received.
Oh, Michael, I knew you could.
That's wonderful news, Michael. For once you do, and you make it a regular practice in your life, you'll know the joy of giving and watching God's work grow all around you. And then you'll become a super special giver, tithing talent, time, and treasure, giving money to the church you cannot do in leisure. If you do it oft enough, it really is a pleasure. Super special giver, tithing talent, time, and treasure.
I used to think that all my gifts were really just for me. I'd hold on to my wealth and then I'd keep it stingily. But then I learned to share my gifts and live a life so free. I give of what I have just to help God's ministry.
Super special giving, tithing, talent, time, and treasure, giving money to the church you cannot do in leisure. If you do it often enough, it really is a pleasure. Super special giving, tithing, talent, time, and treasure.
I give to church and charity, it's easy now you see. I make a pledge and offer it in thanksgiving by me. I share my time and talent and give of my money. I make my gift to God and I'm blessed for all to see. Super special giver, tithing, talent, time, and treasure, giving money to the church you cannot do in leisure. If you do it often enough, it really is a pleasure. Super special giver, tithing, talent, time, and treasure. This simply is not something that is only done by me. Many people join in this and give so cheerfully. You can come along with us and be a giver too. Just open up your heart, it is so good to do. Super special giver, tithing, talent, time, and treasure, simply money to the church you cannot do in leisure. If you do it often enough, it really is a pleasure. Super special giver, tithing, talent, time, and treasure.
Stewardship.
What we do with what we have.